Welcome to Computer Organization Architecture. Next we will deal about computers. When you talk about a computing device, what all are the features attributed to it? Then we can think in terms of the different type of computers. What are the different application of computers? Who all are the different manufacturers? What is the underlying technology and what is the cost parameter? The different type of computers include desktop, servers, clusters, etc. What are the different application of computers? It may be automobile related, graphics related, finance related, etc. What are the different manufacturers of computers? It may be Intel, it may be Apple, it may be IBM, etc. So these all are factors pertaining to the word computing device. Finally, we can think in terms of the technology improvement or technological parameters involved and the cost factors involved, because the cost of one computing device is different from the cost of any other computing device. So the best way to learn this course is to focus on a specific instance and study its properties. That means take a processor example and study its properties and features related to it. As well as we can study about the general principles also. Why do you want to learn this course? If you want to be called as a computer engineer, obviously this course is a must. Finally, you're going to build software which is actually running on the underlying hardware. So you want to optimize the performance of software and hardware. Third, you want to make a good purchasing decision for a friend who does not know nothing about computers. Now, what are the factors that affect performance? Is it a combination of only hardware or software alone? Or it is a combination of both hardware and software? So it's a combination of both hardware and software where the software factor includes algorithm, how many source level statements are there, finally what programming language is used, what is the compiler on this available architecture. That means finally if the hardware is able to execute instruction, it will be machine instruction. What is machine instruction? Binary patterns of ones and zeros. So processor and memory determines how fast the processor is able to execute this machine instructions, at what speed or at what rate. Last but not the least, the input output and the number of cores. That means total how many processor cores have you used for building the computing device. So this determines the overall system performance. Next is organization of a computer. So mainly how many parts are there within a computer? Obviously, it will have an input part, output part, a memory part, and a processor part. The processor can be called as the main actor within a computer. Now, this actor will be having a body and a brain. What is the body part known as data part? What is the brain part known as the control unit? Why it is known as data? Why the data part is known as body part? Because it is a place where all the operations are possible within the data. That means what all kind of computations are there available within the data is taken care by the data path unit. Who is the control unit responsible to? The control unit is responsible to the data path in such a way that it gives appropriate control signal or control information to the data path so that a particular operation can be initiated within the data. So the control unit appropriates control signals to the data path so that valid computations are done within the data in the data path. So typically speaking, how many fundamental paths are there or how many classic paths are there? There are 5. Why so? Input path, memory path, output path, and data path and control unit. The data path and control together can be called as a processor. Thank you for watching the video.